Shit or diamonds? Who we are, who we're not. Fear or love. Because without that choice, without that opportunity to choose, there is no growth. All right, so shit or diamonds. And what Shit or Diamonds is all about, you guys, is the ongoing reality of life. That there's always good and there's always bad present. No, always. No matter what we do, there's always going to be diamonds in life. There's always going to be shit to deal with. And now more than ever, it's so imperative that we get really, really good at getting really, really choosy. So we're going to talk about that today. The most simplest part of this that Spirit wants me to go over is the concept and in the context that what you focus on in life, you give power to. What you give focus to, you perpetuate. So that's the first principle of what we're going to touch on today in regards to the shit or diamonds principle, or concept rather. That number one reason why we want to be choosy with what we focus on is because what we focus on, we literally give life to. What we focus on, we're going to keep around, right? Especially if we judge it. And typically, the undesirable things, our default reaction is to judge it. Fuck that, this is bad, I don't want this shit, blah, 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 right? So there's that aspect of it. So number one, do not focus on the shit in life if you want to get rid of the shit in your life. Okay, that's principle number one. The other part of it is that what you focus on, you align with. So again, and it's kind of the same thing, but spun in a different kind of way, that whatever you're focusing on most of all, you're going to keep aligning with, meaning it's going to keep showing up in your life. Not because God or the universe is trying to punish you, but because you are creating that by focusing on it. That's how fucking powerful you are. So another way of saying that is, if you want something to go away and you want something new, focus on what you want, not what you want to go away. So in other words, don't focus on what you don't want. Now more than ever, focus on what you do want. Because when you do that, when you take focus off what you don't want, what you don't want will die. Because it's not being fed by your attention and your energy. Right? And you're not giving it emotion. Emotion stands for energy and motion. It creates, it manifests. And bring your focus on to what you do want, and what you want you will be giving power to and aligning with it by focusing on it, and next thing you know, you meet up with it. Okay, so those are kind of like the more kind of foundational general principles around this concept. But what Spirit really wanted to touch on today, and this is the part I love the most, because this is what really hit me, is that we need to accept the fact that there's always going to be shit. But the reason why we have every reason to accept the shit in life, the two are necessary. The shit and the diamonds are necessary. Why? Because we're here to make a choice. And in order to make a choice, we need to be presented with two choices. Shit or diamonds. Who we are, who we're not. Fear or love. Because without that choice, without that opportunity to choose, there is no growth. If we just had the shit, and that was just what we were here to experience, and we were just created with no way to remember our soul, and therefore we're just here as an ego, fine, that's all good. Same thing as if we just stayed up there in spirit, in heaven, or the spirit world, or whatever name you want to give to it. There is no duality there. It's all just good. There is no choice. We consciously live from love, which is why we come here, to create the opportunity, the obstacle of choice. We come to this land of duality to experience what we're not in order to remember what we are. So we need the shit in order to find the diamond. We need to be shit at times in order to remember we are the diamond. We need to give into darkness to remember that we are light. So we need that platform of choice, because it's in the choosing, it's in the moment when we become conscious enough to realize we have a choice. That's when we become consciousness. And as I've said a million times, that's when we instantly become our soul. And again, without that duality, without that polarization, without that necessity to make a choice, there would be no opportunity for growth. Because it is when we choose consciousness over unconsciousness, when we choose love over fear, when we choose who we are over who we're not, that's where the growth happens. And without the shittier side of things, the diamond side of things would never come to be.